super high demand, and I'm only going to do this for a very limited time. So make sure you click the link, join the training, come to the training, make sure you bring a notepad and pen, make
So yeah, it's supposed to be lunchtime now. So I'm just going to use the time now to talk to you guys a bit about some of the details, yeah? So I already gave you some of the backstory as to, you know, the fact that he was taken here illegally. Alright, so I'll take you into a little bit of Jamaican culture. So back home, it's kind of a thing, right? Baby dads are not supposed to really leave their baby moms. It's kind of a unspoken subculture kind of thing, yeah? But usually it's a situation where even though you're not with the baby mom, or the baby mom not with the baby dad, it's almost as if it's an expected thing that you still have access to each other, right? So relationships, dating, all of that stuff back in Jamaica is just a little bit different from how it is over here, right? So pretty much I have a bitter situation between she and I, right? She was my college sweetheart, and things just took a turn for the worse. All right. See, my thing I get interrupted again. I'll definitely truncate this and piece it up and give you a little bit more, but you don't know, the work must go on. So I'm gonna touch back on the work and then I'll buzz you guys back again. All right, boom. Yeah, back again. Sorry about that, people. As you know, the work must go on. So yeah, where were we? So definitely we met in college, right? She was actually going to University of Technology. I was going to University of the West Indies at the time, right? But we lived in the same community, right? But back home in Jamaica, the communities are broken up into, like, you know, as far as classism, that kind of thing. So I grew up poor, very poor, yeah? Ghetto, yeah? Grew up in the ghetto. So you don't know, grew up in Augustown, but even though we grew up there, you know, you still have different, you know, type of families in terms of their value system, things they stand for, stuff like that. So the disconnect between she and I was that I was from a Christian home, right? Where certain things were strict. Couldn't talk certain way to my mother, couldn't talk certain way to my father, yeah? Couldn't even talk certain way in the house. Not even whistle. Most Jamaicans can tell you, a child isn't even supposed to whistle. It's considered disrespectful. So I grew up in that kind of strict, sheltered, boxed in type of, you know, rules, all of that stuff, which is great. Don't get me wrong, it's very good. But sometimes, you know, that much sheltered kind of environment can dull the senses and the instincts. And so I ended up meeting her, which was like, it was like a night and day kind of situation. Not that her mom didn't try. To be honest, her mom did try, you know, try to bring her to church and stuff like that. Different denomination. But it was a situation where the toxicity around her, where she was in the community at the time, you know, took the better of her. And I mean, you can always do as much as you can for a child. At the end of the day, the child is gonna decide how they want to live their life, right? And she chose to, you know, adapt the negative stuff in and around her surroundings. So talking back to her mom, fighting her mom, the disrespectful behavior, the cursing her bad words, all of that stuff. You don't know, broke out now, you know, but I think talk now, say it's not the same thing right now, right? But it was that kind of situation. So you have one home that's, you know, more passive, you know, more docile, more quiet, peaceful type of vibe, and then you have another home with a lot of toxicity. And I found myself in that home, right? Got myself in a situation where I felt as though I loved her. Yeah, you don't know, you enter the world now. Yeah, lose that big V there. So you feel big now, you feel like a big man now, you know. And because of how I grew up, right, my parents being married like 37 years, all I knew was love. And like, you know, I just thought it was just the right thing to do, pour my love into this woman. But trust me, and I'll say this to every male out there, listen to me. When you meet a woman and you realize that she's toxic, run. Don't think your loving and stuff can change or turn that clock around. You understand? Especially when elder people talk to you and I give you advice and I say, look, the way this woman talked to you, the embarrassing situations, the public embarrassment, the way she talked down to you, the disrespect, all of that stuff, it's not good. Yeah? Don't take stick broken in your ears. Listen. You understand? So what I didn't do was I didn't listen. I thought I was in love. My parents tried. I listened to them as best as I could, but unfortunately, I still chose my own path, which was to stay with her. Right? I went through a whole lot, and I mean, I'll get into some of the drama soon. Give you a little tidbit about Jamaica culture. We're very proud, amazing people, beautiful minds, extremely talented. But when I say we're head hot, yeah man, we're head hot, very aggressive people, right? And so I found myself in a very toxic relationship, and it went on for a few years, right? And I just thought by loving harder, things would change, but it never did, right? From that toxic situation, a child was made, unfortunately, before I could actually get out of it, right? True to form, I love my son from he was in the womb. Love him, like, couldn't wait for leave work. Took on like 3 jobs because I say, yo, my son, I feel believe better than me, yeah? I was studying at the time, I was still studying, trying to finish up my degree. And I was working like 3 jobs, hardly getting any sleep, night and day, trying to see if I can save enough money, reading books about, you know, parenting in terms of, you know, caring for a child, all the medical books. I trained myself up to be a midwife, like the whole shebang. I was one excited daddy. Yeah, I couldn't wait to see him. I was so in love with him before he even got into the world, right? But all of that still wasn't enough to save me from what was to come, right? Because even though I felt that way, and even though I wanted now to have that family situation, and I love my son, and oh my God, I was so excited, it was still with the wrong partner, right? And people out there is a big thing. You need to always sit your kids down, really counsel them as it relates to choosing, you know, the right people to share such a big experience with, right? So she wasn't the right partner, but you know, no regrets, still love my son, but trust me, it was a lot, right? Fast forward now, relationship got to a point where the toxicity was never gonna end, right? My son came into the world. I'll have another video of that to tell you all the birth process and everything that I went through. It was amazing, even though it was kind of rough on me. And basically the relationship didn't work out. I walked away, right? Basically tried my best to continue paying the rent at the house, continue sending food, basically operating as though I was still there, just not physically, right? Corporal, everything good? All right, big up yourself, right? But that also wasn't enough for her. She wanted me to be intimate with her again, which was never gonna happen. I walked away and I didn't want to go back. You understand what I'm saying? All right, good day, Chief. All right. I didn't want to go back to that situation, and so, you know, she took it to heart, right? Saying no to a girl who all her life men trip over themselves, wanting her all the time. All her life men constantly coming at her, you know, it is not something she could really handle, that level of rejection. Because remember, this is a woman that I love, right? There's a woman I used to profess my love to all the time. We're in a relationship, you know, told her she meant everything to me. She has done hundreds of stuff to me. I soon get into some of the drama and everything, and I still stayed. So this wasn't something that she was prepared for. So it was a nasty situation. You know, she wasn't gonna take no for an answer, and regardless of whatever I was doing, if I didn't come back, I wouldn't see my son. That was the bargaining chip. Either I come back in and be with her sexually, or I wouldn't be able to have my child. I decided to fight. I decided to put up a fight against that blackmailing situation, and that began a change to my entire world. Yeah? But as I said, we're never ever giving up, right? It doesn't matter how long it's gonna take. I'm gonna get my son back. Next video, I'll let you know what's up. Again, I'm have to run off. You don't know the work I have to go on. Boom! Leo from Iraq. Big up yourself. Yeah? Like, share, subscribe.